Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So excited about today's video. This is a little bit different aside from the backdrop and where I am at. I'm in my dining room. This video is part of what we hope to be a new series, and when I say we, I'm referring to Stephanie, Marie, and Risa and I. We had this idea to create what we want to call a Wine Down Wednesday. So we hope that you'll have a glass of wine or a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or whatever is your cup of tea with us, where we just sit down and chat about other topics, non-beauty related topics that we get asked about a lot, whether it's through Instagram or in the comment section below YouTube. Things like how to balance life, work, motherhood, how to manage stress, how to stay motivated, how to stay positive, all those types of topics that are more lifestyle, kind of self-improvement topics, not really anything to do with makeup. So we thought it'd be fun to kind of start this series. At this time, we're still trying to figure out how frequent we will do this or how long this series will go, but we're thinking about once a month on Wednesdays. So let us know what you think about this idea and this content in the comment section below. Before we get started, I do have a fun announcement to make. You guys know that Stephanie, Risa, and I have become pretty close friends here over the last year on YouTube, and we are finally meeting up in person. Yay! So in a couple of weeks, Stephanie and I are headed to Risa's hometown. I'm not sure if Risa's from there or not, but she lives in Vegas. So we're headed to Vegas and we're gonna spend the weekend together, and we are so excited. We are hoping to plan a video while we are there together, and we are also gonna have a meetup at the Kendra Scott boutique in Fashion. Is it Fashion Show Mall? I'm gonna have it linked. I'm gonna have the details linked down below. At Fashion Show Mall. Yes, that's the name of the mall. It's gonna be on October 6th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Kendra Scott is gonna have snacks and wine, and is also gonna be offering 15% off to our guests. So I'm not sure if I have any Las Vegas or surrounding area viewers, but if you guys are around the area, if you're in Vegas that weekend, we would love for you to come and meet us. So again, I'll have everything down in the description box below. But yeah, so excited about that weekend. Definitely follow all three of us, because you know we're gonna be all over Instagram and stories kind of sharing our fun over that weekend. So yeah, super excited. Okay, so for today's video, my topic that I chose to go with is how I maintain a positive mindset and a positive attitude. I get a lot of comments on my videos or questions about how I do that, and when I get those comments, like, it really means so much to me, because it's something that I take it as one of the best compliments, really. It's something that I'm very aware of and something that I work really hard towards. And so yeah, when that shows through, or when people see that in me, I just take it as a huge compliment. So when planning this video, I was kind of thinking of some things that I either practice, whether they're habits or things that I think really help maintain a positive mindset, or really help you get into a positive mindset, or just help you stay away from a negative mindset. So I'm going to share those with you today. I have 6, I guess we'll call them habits, on how I maintain a positive mindset. So let's get started. Okay, so first and foremost, this is something that I do daily, and that is consume positive content and really limit and block out the negative content. So for me, what that means is, we'll start with positive. I really like to absorb audiobooks, podcasts, just listening to inspiring stories or motivating books that really help make me feel inspired, motivated, recharged, empowered, things like that. I've gotten into the habit of running outside, and I usually run for about 45 minutes, and that's when I listen to my podcasts or those audiobooks. And I try and listen to like inspiring interviews of like successful business women, or women that have just had some form of success in their life, whether it's business related or it's just health or just had some incredible story. I like to listen to that. So sometimes I'll watch TED Talks on YouTube, just things that I really learn a lot from, and I think that really just improve my mood at the moment. You know, things that like really empower and motivate me. When I go on these runs, that's sometimes when I have like the best ideas, or when I get like excited about ideas that I want to do on YouTube or on my blog. As far as blocking and limiting negative content, for me, I think the thing that jumps out to me the most is Facebook. And you know those people that you follow on Facebook that you're friends with that like to share really terrible news stories, or stories about like hate or divisiveness, or just those things that have those like clickbait titles that are like really awful and tragic. And there's like this inner thing inside of us that makes us want to click it and read it, even if we know it's going to be horrible. Like, stay away from that, you know? If you have friends that constantly share stuff like that, I just unfollow those friends. I'm still friends with them on Facebook. I still am friendly to them when I see them in person, but I don't want my brain space to be consumed with that type of content. So I think just being really careful about what you read online. Also news. You know, I used to be a big news watcher, or I would listen to CNN in my car ride. I still do listen to it sometimes, but I really try and replace that with my audiobooks books or my podcast, because I feel like the news these days is not even real news. You know, it's kind of just like what is horrible in the world. I just feel like it's just like what's really horrible and scary in the world, and there's just no need for me to listen to that. It doesn't improve anything in my life. It doesn't better my day. It just kind of brings me down. And I really feel like what we absorb as far as content is really kind of what takes up our brain space. And you might not even realize it, but if you're constantly surrounding yourself with negative content, that's what's going to fill your brain. Okay, so number 2, and this kind of piggybacks on the first one, but it is to surround yourself with positive people, people that empower you, people that believe in you, and kind of limit your time with the people that bring you down. And this is kind of hard because I know that a lot of us probably all have a friend or a few friends that are really negative. They complain a lot. Maybe they gossip a lot. Maybe they kind of question everything that you share with them that you're excited about, or a goal that you have, or an idea that you have. They kind of question it or talk you out of it. Why would you want to do that? Isn't it kind of risky? Or just, you know, those people that you share exciting news with and they don't really seem excited for you, and if anything you leave kind of feeling down on yourself. This is hard, and this is gonna sound harsh, and I hope you guys don't take this the wrong way, but really cut your time with those people. And I know that's hard, especially if the friendship has been a long friendship and they've been a friend for a long time, but you can still be friendly with them, you can still be their friend, but you just don't wanna spend a lot of your time there because that really will hold you back. And that really will affect the way that you act and the thoughts that you have, and really prevent you from being positive and being at peace and really having a productive, positive mindset. On the other side of that, find those friends, you know, those types of friends that you hang out with, and you may go like a year with seeing them, and then you see them and you have dinner with them, or you go for a run with them, and then you leave and you're thinking, gosh, I wish I could see this person more often, or gosh, I just feel so recharged after spending time with this person. Those are the type of people you want to spend more time with. The people that really believe in you, and the people that make you feel like you can do more than you even feel you can do. You know, I have a couple of those friends, and one of those friends in particular for me is Chelsea. I've talked about her a little bit if you've been following me, but she's just a really amazing friend. I feel like there are a few big things in my life that I have done, and I think I credit a lot of why I did them to her, because she really pushed me and made me feel like I got this, I can do this. And those are the kind of friends that you want. My husband is like that for me too. He has always been someone that has supported everything I've ever wanted to do. I'm kind of one of those people where if I get an idea that I want to do something, I don't really think too much about it. I just kind of do it. And I'm not really afraid to fail. Now, I'm not successful at everything I do. There's a lot of things I do and have failed at. But my mentality is I would rather try and fail than be too scared to try and never really know if I could have succeeded at it or if I would have liked it or not. And no matter how many times I have tried something and quit it, my husband is always there cheering me on when I want to try my next thing. So I really credit a lot of who I am today from choosing to marry him. He's amazing. And so I feel like finding people like that is important to surround your time with. You truly are the average of the people you spend the most time with. So find those friends that make you feel like you can fly if you wanted to, and really limit the time with the friends that pull you down. Okay, number 3 is self-care, and this is really important to me. You guys probably have noticed that health and fitness is a big part of my life. It's a big passion of mine. I truly believe that the foods that you eat and the amount of exercise or activity that you get really affects your mindset and your ability to be positive and to be productive. We'll start with diet and nutrition first. So, sugar, fatty foods, all of that stuff really like weighs us down. I know for me personally, when I eat a lot of sugar or fatty foods, I have like a food hangover. I have no motivation. I'm tired, I'm cranky, I'm irritable. And it's really hard to be positive and productive if you are feeling tired and cranky and irritable. On the flip side of that, when I eat really healthy and I eat foods that really fuel my body and give me the right energy and sustain me, I feel more inspired and positive. So I really feel like food and diet and nutrition, I really feel like that has an impact on your mental health and your mindset. Same thing with exercise. You know, this doesn't have to be going to the gym and spending an hour there every day, but some form of activity, whether it's getting out and walking for 20 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes, or it's doing a high intensity CrossFit or cardio workout. You feel better after you exercise. I used to start my days every day waking up early and exercising and working out. I'm not able to do that anymore just because I'm up later, but I still manage to get a workout in every day. And I truly believe that that really helps me maintain a positive mindset. It also helps me reduce stress. Stress is inevitable. We all have stress. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. Even if you don't feel stressed out or overwhelmed, you're managing stress in some way. And exercise is a great way to do that. So I find that when I'm eating healthy and I'm maintaining a regular workout routine, that's when I feel the most productive, inspired, and positive. Number 4 is stop comparing yourself to others. And this is something that I struggle with. I go through phases where I'm really good at this and I have the right mindset, and then I go through phases where I'm really struggle with this, especially being that my work is in social media and I'm always online and I'm always on Instagram. I think Instagram is like a love and hate thing, you know? I love it because it allows me to connect with you guys and really feel like I'm part of this community. I don't hate it, but I think where I get into trouble is when I get on Instagram and I'm scrolling and I'm just comparing myself to other people on Instagram. And first and foremost, I think we all know that social media is not reality, right? I hope that I do a good job of like really being real on social media and not pretending like things are perfect, but I did get a message once from a subscriber and it was a really sweet message, and she just said, you know, I love watching your channel and following you on Instagram. Your life seems so perfect. I'm so jealous, LOL, or something like that. And I didn't know, and that made me feel a couple of different ways. I know she meant it as a compliment, but I felt a little saddened by that comment because I really hope that I'm not portraying that my life is perfect, because it's far from perfect. And so I just remember that, you know, I remember that about everybody. I think the emotion that goes along with comparing yourself becomes envy and jealousy, and that is never a good emotion. And I think we all deal with that. I deal with it certainly. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I never am jealous or envious, because that's not true. It's just important to remember that those emotions, they don't do anything for you. They don't serve you. They just hold you back. So I think what I try and do when I find myself having those thoughts in my head of being envious or jealous, or just not truly happy for someone that is having success or whatever, I just kind of stop myself and like say out loud, that is awesome for them. Like, how incredible, congratulations to them. Because it really takes me kind of verbalizing it out loud to keep those thoughts from like manifesting and growing and just kind of polluting my brain, is kind of what I think of it like. I mean, I really think that it just kind of can take over if you let it. So you just got to kind of shut it down by like verbalizing out loud something positive, congratulating that person, saying how happy you are for them, and that your chance or your opportunity or your whatever it might be is just around the corner. I know that may sound silly, but I think that really helps me shift from having those feelings of jealousy and envy to really kind of moving on and wishing them well and then moving on, you know? Number 5 is being grateful. Being grateful for where you are at in your journey, or being grateful for the things that you have. I think it also kind of, I didn't mean to kind of set these up in order, but I think they all kind of piggyback on each other really well. But being grateful, this is important because I think that we live in a society where most of us are always like chasing the next dream or the next goal, or just always want. I think we kind of live in a society and a culture where we're just conditioned to want more, or to like reach the next goal or the next success or whatever. And we really rarely take time to kind of stop and just be grateful and appreciative for where we are at. I think it's great to have goals and it's great to grow. And I'm certainly one of those people that am always setting goals and always wanting to go to the next place. But I think it's also important to kind of stop looking at like where you want to be and where you're at, and looking at that in terms of like, oh, I'm so far from that. But instead looking at where you're at and where you came from, and really just appreciating that and being proud of yourself and grateful for being in this stage of your journey. Just kind of appreciating where you're at in your life and appreciating the things that you do have and being grateful for that. Because if you can't be grateful for what you have now, then you will never truly be happy. You know, if you feel like you're going to be happy when you have this or that or this car or this job or this whatever it might be, it's going to be really sad when you get there, because you're not going to be happy. Instead you're going to be wanting what's next. You're always going to be wanting more, and you really need to just learn how to be happy and grateful for where you're at and what you have now. There's an author that I highly recommend. His name is Shawn Achor, and he wrote this book called The Happiness Advantage. And he's a psychologist that studies the happiness. And he had a really great quote. I think it was, happiness doesn't come from success. So if you think that once you have success, you'll be happy, instead, success comes from happiness, right? So if you're happy, you're more likely to be successful than if you are unhappy and you're just chasing success to be happy. Does that make sense? So when I heard that from a talk that he gave at a conference I went to years ago, I was like, that is so true. Happiness doesn't come from success. It's the other way around. Success comes from happiness. So think about that. In fact, that would be a good audiobook recommendation for you. It's called The Happiness Advantage. Okay, and number 6 is being aware of your thoughts and your actions. So I kind of mentioned this earlier when I talked about how when I find myself being jealous or envious of people, how I kind of stop and like out loud verbalize. I'm happy for them, congratulations to them, like I'm so excited for them. This is kind of goes along with that. I'm very aware of the thoughts that I have. I'm very aware of my actions. I am certainly not a positive person with all the best responses and thoughts in my head at all times. No, I get jealous, I get insecure, I get upset, I get frustrated, I get angry, but I'm very aware of that. I think that's the first step in kind of bettering yourself, is just being aware of that. And when I have those emotions, depending on what they are, I either kind of just stop and like say something to just reprogram my brain and redirect my thoughts, or I stop and take a moment. If I lose my temper and I get really angry, I kind of just stop. I take a few deep breaths and I kind of give myself a few minutes to just like realize, okay, Lisa, your response right now is not how I want to live my life. You know, this is not the person I want to be. And I just stop and just kind of reprogram it and turn it around. But the first step is just being aware of that, you know, and be willing to recognize and accept that, you know, and apologize when you're wrong, whether it's apologizing to the person you lost your temper on, or it's apologizing to yourself and giving yourself that grace of like, okay, I slipped, but we're getting right back on this. You know what I mean? So it's just really being aware. I think that's the first step to really improve anything, right? Is just to be aware of the problem and then learn how to redirect. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this is probably a lot of stuff you've heard already, but I wanted to share kind of what I'm always doing to just maintain a positive and peaceful mindset. So yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.